Hello everybody, welcome to another Sweet Poppy Stencils Inspiration Day. Rosemary here from the design team. Today I'd like to share with you how to make this card with the leaf arrangement stamp. It's one of the new stamps from Sweet Poppy Stencils. So to start our card, we need a piece of card. This is a super smooth card. And my card measures 18 centimetres by 12.5 centimetres. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my card and I'm going to put some little dots at the side. I've already done it, so I just thought I'd share with you. I'm just finding the centre of my card. So I've put, oops, a daisy. I've put a little dot at 9 centimetres and then one at 7.5 centimetres and one at 10.5 centimetres. And I've also done the same on the other side. See if you can see my 3 little dots. So they're in same, they measure at the same distance. So that helps me know that my card, if I line my card up with that line there, I can see that it's in line with that one. That's where I'm going to put my masking tape, because I want the underneath of here is blank. Here's one I did earlier. So the underneath is blank. So I'm going to get my masking tape and I'm just going to bring it a bit closer to me. I'm just lining up the dots with the edge of the masking tape. I know that my line is straight. And I'm going to do the same with the one underneath. There we go. And then I'm going to put my card onto my stamping platform. Oops. This is the leaf arrangement stamp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my stamp. So I'm looking at, I'll use the backing. Oops, it's stuck to the stamp now. So I'm using the pattern on my leaf so that this branch here, this long branch with these little leaves, goes up towards the right hand corner, or the top of the card if you've got it this way. And as you can see, I'm putting my stamped image on here as well. So I don't really need to ink that bit up, but it will go onto the masking tape, so it doesn't really matter if you do get a little bit of ink on there. And then I'll be leaving my stamp in the place that I set it and just turning my card. So I'm lining it up to where I'm happy with it. I've done 3 or 4 of these now, and every single one of them has come out differently. Depends on what way you put the stamp on. So I'm going to use my VersaFine Clear Shady Lane. I'm going to ink up my stamp. Now I'm going to get my little special friend. And just a little bit there has not come out. So I'm just going to press down there with my thumb because it's on the edge as well. And there we go. So as I said, I'm leaving my stamp where it is. And I'm just going to pick up my piece of card. And I'm just turning it around and I'm tacking it into that bottom edge. And once again, I'm going to ink up my stamp. And I'm doing the same again. I'm pressing in. So as you can see, that is still up in that corner. I'm going to press there. Let me use my special friend. And there we go. So this is quite a quick card to do. So I'm going to lift my card. I'm just going to place that there for a moment. And I'm going to clean my stamp. So I won't be needing my stamp anymore. I should be putting that away. Okay. I won't need that for a while. I should probably go to the little one for the next bit of stamping. So this is our stamped image already. Just be a bit careful because it's first of all clear, the ink will still be wet. But I'll peel this off so you can see the gap that you've got in the middle. And that is where you're going to put your band with your sentiment on. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to colour it in. So that's why I did one that I could use now, because the ink on that one is not dry. So we'll work on this nice dry one. So I'm using Faber-Castell pencils, and I used a pale green, a darker green, that one, and I'll go for that one, and I used a bluey green as well. Must have been that one. So they're my three, and I used a purple lilac, well, purple colour. There she is. And there we go. So I've got some pencils. You don't have to do green. You could do like, I think autumn colours would be really nice. So what I did to start with was I coloured in each individual leaf with this pale green. So I can do that for you now. So that's the leaves on that side done. And now we'll turn over and go and do the leaves on the other side. And that's that colour used. And then I went on to the darker green with these ones, and I just went down the lines. Now because these are polychroma pencils and I always use a blending solution, I will blend my colours with the blending solution in a moment. Okay, so that's both colours used on those. And I'm going to use this just to give a little bit of a colour contrast. I use this on the buds. It's like a bluey, well, it is blue. And then I'm using a medium green. To blend it in with. And then the last one is to do the little leaves. I decided to do them in purple. And that's our leaves coloured in. So now I'm going to get my blending stubs, pencil stubs, and my blending solution. Got a little purple. I've used this one for purple and red. And I'm just going to smooth out the colour in the purple ones. Gone just over with the purple on there. So I'm just taking a normal eraser, normal pencil eraser, I think, and it just gets rid of it straight away. So that's the purple blended, and now I'm going to do the green. So all the green leaves. But for the green leaves, oh, it's a daisy. I'm going to follow the veins so that some of the darker green will come out into the lighter green. There we are, that's our pencils finished with. So I'll just put the pencil stubs away. Right. Blender. Right, so don't be looking at them, do you? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get, right, I've already cut out my backing for my card. So I'm using gold mirror card. This was a little bit that was damaged, but I thought I'd use it. So I just need a strip now to go across that part there. So I'm going to measure the width that I left in centimetres. I think that's inches. So it measures 3 centimetres. 3 centimetres. So I'm going to cut my piece of card. Three and a half centimetres. So that's going to go across the centre of our card there, like that. And then I need a piece of parchment paper, which I'm going to cut at 3 centimetres. I'm going to cut a piece off of that now. That's just a bit too long. Yeah. So I might lose that, so I'll put that there. So I need to find where the centre is. So if we go 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the centre there. And this is a thanks stamp from the Beautiful Day word collection. So I'm going to put my A in the middle. No, I'm going to put A and N in the middle, not A and N. Then I'm going to get my stamping platform and draw. I'm going to use a smaller one this time. Sorry about my throat. I don't know why I keep coughing. Okay. So, there we go. I'm going to use embossing powder. Let's make sure that's straight. So I'm going to use embossing powder. So I'm going to use black VersaFine clay. Before I stamp that, I'm just going to put just so I don't get no little bits of embossing folders sticking to the acetate round about my stamp. And press that down. And there we go. Oops, a daisy. And put your embossing powder away before you heat gun it. I'm using the lowest heat on my heat gun. There are two heats on, 2 speeds or heats on this one. I'm using the first one. I'm going to hold it quite far away as well. So there we go. The paper is a little bit warped, but hopefully it will go flat again. So what I'll do is once I've put it on the card, I will... Okay, so now we're going to put our card together. Not much more to do now. So I'm going to place that over there. So I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to use double-sided tape. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one down. Peel that off, and then I'm going to cut off the ends. I'm going to put some tape across the middle. Oops, I made it. And just for a moment, I'm going to lift that side. And just lift that side. Now I'm going to put my thanks. So so that it's centralised. And before I stick down the other side, I make sure it's still in the right place. And there we go. I'm going to just flap them over a bit for a minute. So that will now stay where I want it to stay. What I'll do is, I normally, well, I'll do it the same as what I did with that one. I'll put a book or something over the top, and then that will flatten that down a bit more. So I'm going to put the rest of my tape on now. I'm going to put some glue stick there. I just find if you put a bit of glue stick on the bits that you've undone, it helps, gives you a little bit of movement before it actually sticks. And it can come in useful sometimes. Whoops, a daisy. Right. Seems it's fine. A little bit too much gold up the top, so I'm just going to trim a little bit of that off. Perfect. So that's our card topper done. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a gold pen and I'm just going to go over the lines of the leaves with the gold pen. And there we go. I'm not sure. Turn it up the right way, Rose. I'm not sure if you can see the gold sparkle, but there is a little bit of a gold sparkle. One of my pens started playing up during that, so we swapped it for another one. And then the last thing we have to do is we have to mount our cards. So this is an A4 piece of paper, card, sorry, folded in half. So I'm just going to use that, but I am going to cut a little bit off now that I know how much of my card is going to be needed. Once again, I'm just using double-sided tape. And there we go. Right. Okay, so we're just going to, oops, a daisy, place this and there's our finished card. A little bit smaller than this one, but I was thinking more of postage for that one. So hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Enjoy the rest of the Inspiration Day. There's lots more exciting products to be used and demonstrations to be seen by the girls from the design team. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.